when I was a kid, my grandma used to make me go to church with her, you know, because she knew I'd probably turn out the way I have. And so anyway, she made me go to church with her, but what was bad, you know, the preacher was one of her sister's boys, you know, so she done told on everything I'd done all week, you know, every bad thing I'd done all week. And so they would carry me to church and put us on the front row, and he would just hellfire down, brimstone us to death. You know, I mean, I would go. But what was bad was that they wasn't going to church. What was bad is that he followed us home. Yeah, and my grandma would go out back. She would pluck a chicken and fry it and have it plucked and fried in 30 minutes. I mean, they were real country people. And anyway, we never got a big piece of chicken. All us kids, we got like legs and wings and backs and that kind of thing, you know, thighs maybe. Never got a breast. And I watched that preacher, and every time he'd say he'd eyeball that big platter of chicken, he'd find out where that breast was, and I'd watch him. And he'd stab it as soon as he said amen, he'd stab that big breast off that plate. And I went, oh my God. And I got to thinking about it after I was grown, you know. And I was telling a friend of mine, Billy Stone, about it. And anyway, we wrote the song called Heaven's a Piece of Chicken and Hell's a Plate of Bones. Well, Grandma'd pluck a chicken after Sunday, go to meeting, cook a southern country fried, mashed potatoes on the side. And boy, it sure smelled good, like that preacher knew it would. 'Cause he'd eyeball the biggest piece just before he'd say grace. And he come round every Sunday, all that preaching made him hungry. He'd whet his appetite on hellfire and brimstone. But he taught me about salvation, eternal damnation. Heaven's a piece of chicken, hell's a plate of bones. Well, I was just a towhead kid, not more than 5 years old. Knew nothing about salvation, didn't worry about my soul. Didn't care much for that preacher, 'cause I knew when he'd say grace, soon as he shouted, "I'd have man," he'd grab that biggest piece. And he come round every Sunday, all that preaching made him hungry. He'd whet his appetite on hellfire and brimstone. But he taught me about salvation, eternal damnation. Heaven's a piece of chicken, hell's a plate of bones. Been a month of Sunday dinners, but I still ain't forgot how good my grandma's cooking was. Served up nice and hot. I still got on my religion, and it's one thing that I know. Heaven's a piece of chicken, hell's a plate of bones. And he come round every Sunday, all that preaching made him hungry. He'd whet his appetite on hellfire and brimstone. But he taught me about salvation, eternal damnation. Heaven's a piece of chicken, hell's a plate of bones. Heaven's a piece of chicken, Lord, and hell is just a big old plate of bones.